Hey, it's Dr. K. So I was super excited to hear about the ISEE3 project as presented by Brady. Thanks for filling in on me. As I was thinking about what to talk about for August, I wanted to kind of explain why chemistry is important to me and why I think it should be important to you. So I'll let you in on a secret. When I was in high school, I took a lot of AP or advanced placement classes. What is relevant is that I failed the AP chemistry exam. This was largely due to my teacher, but also because I think chemistry is hard, and I'm not ignorant of that fact. It's a subject in which you have to be flexible about the way that you learn. There's a lot of rules, and so there's a lot of memorization, but there's also a lot of problem solving and practice that's required. And so even though you might have everything memorized, you're going to see a new problem and not know how to solve it. And also the rules that sometimes we teach you at a basic level are rules that fit for that basis set. And often there's different elements or different situations that are then broken or break those rules and do something completely different, which is really frustrating, but it's also kind of cool. So case in point, water, when it freezes, it becomes less dense, and so that's why ice floats. And that is not typical. There's stuff like that in chemistry that's just super cool and kind of explains a lot of different things that are unique and special to life. And so even though it's frustrating, it's also cool that you have to rely on your intuition and use a general extension of the principles that are taught to kind of figure out new situations. One of the articles that I loved reading, I think last year, came out in the New York Times and was talking about how to get an A- in organic chemistry. In the article, it kind of talks about how chemistry is exciting because you have to figure out how to study. You have to be resilient and you have to be humble because you're going to get things wrong. And I think that that's true of my experience. There were a number of times in which I did get things wrong or couldn't quite feel like I was doing it correctly, but my intuition was such that I could think about the principles that I'd learned and like pick a direction and work at it, and in the end I'd get really close to the actual answer. So let's say you're taking chemistry for like pre-med or pre-dental or pre-vet or any other nursing, all those types of things. Like chemistry is going to teach you some really good skills in terms of problem solving, in terms of learning to study, in terms of really sticking through with a difficult subject. But let's say you hate it. What would I want you to know? I'd want you to know that chemistry is actually still relevant to your life. It's relevant in cooking and cleaning. Cooking, you've got baking soda and baking powder, both of which are salts, but they react differently with acidic and basic ingredients, and so you can't just swap them out. In terms of cleaning, like you can't mix certain chemicals together, otherwise you'll make toxic fumes of chlorine or ammonia. Those are just like basic everyday things that involve chemistry at a very basic level. Even if you hate chemistry, you deal with it in your everyday life. Writing it off as hard or something that you can't engage in kind of discounts yourself in being an able and engaged citizen in terms of like science. Even if you don't want to study chemistry forever, we do need more people who are willing to engage in scientific issues that are relevant to their lives. Science is something that you can and should engage in. Learn about science policies that affect you, such as solar and alternate energies, and how they're going to affect or improve your life, as well as climate change. So that's the thing, figuring out where you stand on it. And pollution is also a thing that's real and that happens, and how do we do a better job in minimizing our increased contribution to pollution in the places that we live. And so those are really like basic things that involve chemistry. And I would hope that people realize that they can learn the skills that they need to do really well in the subject matter of chemistry, and also that even if they don't want to do really well in the subject matter of chemistry forever, that they can and they should be excited about the chemistry that happens around them and be able to explain it to people who are curious about it. So anyway, have a good August, and I will see you in September. Okay, bye!